Time now for our Rants and Raves. We'll start with Dan Kennedy.
I have a rant for the way that the Boston Globe handled its endorsement of congressional candidate Jake Auchincloss. They endorsed him. They've been doing these early because of early voting. And then within a day or two, they announced that they were going to have a one-on-one conversation with him that will be taking place this Monday that you can watch at home. And they said that it raised the prospect that they might revoke the endorsement. And then the editorial page editor, Veena Venkataraman, tweeted that we're going to get some answers, but no, we're not going to consider unendorsing him. And then finally, somebody from the news side, business columnist Shirley Leung, who used to be the interim editorial page editor, writes another column saying that, well, actually, the best choice would have been another candidate, Jesse Mermel. And the whole thing has just been a mess.
That was gutsy on Shirley's part, I thought.
Yeah, it was, absolutely.
Yeah, I happen to think she's right, too. All right, Lylah.
So I have a rave for the 19th, which you can find at 19thnews.org. It's a new initiative that launched this past Sunday, and it's focused on news and serving the people who are currently underserved by the media, mostly women and people of color. They have a new summit coming up next week, with some really fascinating guests. Kamala Harris, Tammy Duckworth, Stacey Abrams, Hillary Clinton, and they're focused just on politics and policy and the big news item. No opinion, no purses, handbags, lipstick, kittens, puppies. But I'm really excited to see this venture. Next week's summit ends with an interview between Meghan Markle, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, rather, and the CEO and co-founder of the 19th, Emily Ramshaw, who is formerly the editor-in-chief of the Texas Tribune. I'm really looking forward to hearing what they have to say.
All right. Tom. Tom's first. Sorry.
All right. I have a rave, sort of, although it's a rave that falls in the "it's about time" kind of thing, and that's for Facebook's decision this week to slap essentially a warning label on and refuse to post the latest lie from the president regarding I think virtual immunity was the word that he used about young people and COVID-19, only to learn as recently as today that a 7-year-old in Texas has died of COVID-19. But this step has long been sought by others for Facebook. And after Twitter had done this quite a long time ago, I think Facebook finally decided that enough is enough, and here they'll go forward. Also, a quick little rave for TikTok. I don't know what TikTok's future is, that a little bit up in the air, but they have said that they will work with respected journalistic fact-finding organizations before they will allow things to be posted there.
All
so
right.
Good moves.
Good. I agree. Jon.
Okay, forgive me for being a little BZ-centric here, but I want to throw a rave out for two of my colleagues, Lisa Hughes and Bill Shields. Lisa is marking 20 years in the business this summer. Shields, 40 years. This is at BZ, I should say, at BZ. These are astonishing numbers compared to Shields. I'm a piker at only 30 years in Boston TV. But Shields is just a great guy, really funny, a very well-respected street reporter. Everybody knows Lisa Hughes. She's not only an excellent anchor and journalist, but does more philanthropic appearances than just about anybody in town. And, they're both not from here. And it takes a long time to be accepted when you're from out of town. These two have pulled it off, and I'm
dating myself, but I remember the day Bill Shields was hired, and I met him very shortly after that. I was working at the competition, WCVB. All right, well, finally tonight, I have a rave for a group of women in the White House press corps who they were in a press conference being given by Kayleigh McEnany, and she was skipping over people and not letting people finish. And these women started ceding their time to each other, to Yamiche Alcindor, that's Jess Bidgood on the right, and then they were texting each other in the end, explaining why they had done that, because if they hadn't ceded time or hadn't given some to, no one would have had an opportunity to speak. Kayleigh McEnany was playing favorites and skipping people over. Anyway, it's the kind of thing that should happen more often in the White House press corps. People just take their own time, and that's what it is. But this was the right thing to do at the right time. All right, that is it for our show. Tell us what you think. Email us, tweet us, send us a comment. We're always on at beatthepress.org.